So come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. Welcome to the first ever streaming of Topia, a board game made by exclusively me, Justin Tinker. I'm here to take you through the beginning steps of how to play Topia, why I decided to make a board game such as it, and kind of my process and steps going forward of what I'd like to do with it. So, Topia is a 1 to 4 player board game that I designed as a kind of a way for people to play something more along the lines of Pathfinder, or what's commonly known as Dungeons and Dragons, an RPG solo experience where a player can feel like they're playing a role-playing game without the stresses and struggles of having to have friends, having to have people as engaged as you are, and really just a way of being able to save a world all on your own or with the help of others. So Topia started as kind of an antithesis to what is. I really wanted to find a way to be able to define myself as well as the things I want when I part in escapism and take in other people's worlds that they've created. Starting off, I was always a big fan of The Legend of Zelda. The Legend of Zelda I liked growing up and still to this day because of the fact that you get to save the world. And, I can tell myself that world would not be able to be saved without me. So, I put it upon myself to be there for these what most people would recognize as non-sentient beings, made up bits of data, just digital personalities that actually have no substance, but to things have never really registered for me in that way. And there's a lot of personality and substance provided to a lot of the NPCs, the digital personalities that have been created by human people, people with actual personalities that they can put parts of themselves and parts of humans that don't really get the opportunity to exist because they're not actually real, but there's something about it. There's something about what people have done and what they've created that is very important, and I'm very much behind, and I wanted to be able to have an environment where I could create my own inventions, my own personalities, my own avenues into how my mind works, how the human mind works, and how, we're all connected as a species through board gaming, and really a subset of what I hope will eventually be video gaming, in that, you don't necessarily need to have electricity to be able to evolve as yourself. And one of the big parts of where Topia came from was when I started this out, I was working at a bank, and I just needed something to feel alive and attached to this world, so I was like, why don't I develop a board game, but this board game has to be playable by one person, and the point of that was to be able to offer the players an experience where they'll be able to emotionally and interpersonally be able to process things in their own lives, in the real world, beyond what's available in a normal, that's, you usually apologize. You would usually have to pay something like a therapist or another human being to be able to process a lot of the advanced situations and emotions and existential crisis level stuff that goes on up top in the beauty that is being alive and human. So why not be able to experience things as a human, as beings that are maybe not so human, but definitely have that human condition, and we can hopefully grow to see that it's just an existence condition, that we maybe share a lot of uh, internal crises with a lot of things that live and breathe and exist on this earth that are beyond just human. I know everything is human centric. I went to school for theater and for acting, and I was told that all art that I created had to be centered around humans. And one of the big factors in Topia is that there essentially are no humans. It's on a planet that never had humans. Earth-type Homo sapiens are not of this realm, of this universe. So going forward with Topia, we have to kind of rid ourselves of the stereotypical like-mindedness of things that you're like, oh, this is akin to something on Earth. Of course it is. I am human. I don't get to be anything else while I'm here on this Earth, but while I am human, I also want to use Topia and this game as an opportunity for people to branch out beyond and feel what it might be like to be maybe a little something beyond human. So, Topia is, let's see here. Apologies. A lot of notes going on here. So, there is essentially going to be you know what? I should probably film a different video. So this is my first video, and going forward it'll be hopefully a lot more streamlined. I'll actually think about this before I just start filming, but I wanted to create something so that from whence there was nothing, there was anything, so that I had a basis to go forward from. But thank you so much for joining me today on the first of many instances of learning what Topia is, what I hope to achieve in board gaming, and hopefully what people will be able to go forward looking forward to as a game that they'll want to play. So thank you so very much, and we'll see you next time.